And I see it's gone to some astrology. Well, baby, I can see your face.
Hi, welcome back to Leminiscent, and I am your girl, Archangel Elenia. And here is where astrology you can actually live, you know what I'm saying, not just learn. Okay, so today we're going to focus on the sixth house. The sixth house is connected with Mercury and Virgo, and the sixth house kind of talks about how you control your daily reality. That's the part of the chart we're going to, look into right now. If you've been having issues with being consistent, feeling burned out, or struggling with discipline, this video will help bring clarity to that part of your life. All right, so what is the sixth house actually? The sixth house represents your daily life system, okay? It governs your work ethic, routines, physical health, habits, rituals, definitely your nervous system, your physical, since Virgo or the sixth house is connected with Earth, Virgo, and service, how you service yourself and how you bring service to the environment. This is not about your dream career. That's the 10th house, your public image, okay? This is what you do every single day. So more like your job, not necessarily your career. Think of it as a maintenance system, a disciplinary system, responsibility, integrity. That's what the sixth house is all about. You don't build your life through motivation. You build it through your sixth house, which is a daily ritual. Okay, so why does it feel so hard, the sixth house? Well, it requires consistency, repetition, and humility, self-awareness. All right, heavy on the self-awareness. It is not glamorous, okay? Take it from a Virgo stellium. The sixth house is not about glamour. That's the seventh house and maybe even the fifth house. But it's also not exciting like the fifth house or even the third house. All right, but it does create stability, and that's what you want, okay? You want stability, you want consistency, you want discipline in order to manifest your dreams or your dream career, 10th house, right? So when you ignore it, your life feels chaotic, things are not stabilizing, everything's all over the place, no matter how strong the rest of your chart is. So some core themes that the sixth house actually brings out. Your work, your daily work or your job, how you handle responsibilities, not necessarily the job title itself. You want to look at structure versus avoidance, okay? You want to look at, are you overworking and are you being inconsistent? Okay, you want to look at that. When it comes to health, it's not just physical. This is a Mercury ruled house, so it does have to do with the mental as well, which includes stress, burnout, as well as your body responding to the habits that you carry every single day. So your body is a reflection of your routine. So if you have typical aches, pains, like a headache, backache, things that, or your shoulders feel like you're, sore or painful, it's a reflection of your routine. And speaking of routines, your routine is your ability to create structure, stay consistent, and follow through. So you want to be able to follow through. And if discipline is hard, then your sixth house will explain why. Now, again, Mercury relates to the nervous system. So how your body operates daily, it'll show you patterns like if you're always stressed out, always shutting down, and feeling depressed, or if you're constantly overextending yourself, being overly service oriented for other people and not really taking very good care of yourself, your habits will show up in your nervous system, not just your mindset, okay? Now, speaking of service as well, service is the energy you give daily, okay? How much effort are you putting into your routines? This can look like helping other people, supporting, showing up. The imbalance comes in where overgiving turns into burnout, or withdrawing turns into being inconsistent. And some examples, just going through the elements. So fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. This can show as a strong, if you have these signs ruling your sixth house, it can show up as you having a strong start like highly motivated. You can have patterns where you're all in and then suddenly you just hit a crashing point. The lesson for fire signs is to pace yourself, create sustainable routines, know yourself, okay? And don't rely on motivation. You have to be consistent regardless of how you feel. Water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. If you have this as your 6th house ruler, you are emotionally driven. Your patterns can be when your emotions is off, your entire life feels off. And this could also be as well if you have planets that rule those signs. That is the Lord of your 6th house. So this can look like if your emotions is off, your life is off, you feel exhausted, you're inconsistent, you're absorbing way too much energy, your psychic channels are wide open, they haven't been cleared or closed properly. So your lesson here is to have emotional boundaries, have supportive routines for yourself more than you do for others, and protect your energy. Sage, cleanse, spiritual baths, grounding, meditation, those types of things. And stay away from people that drain your energy, even if it's a job. Figure it out. So Saturn in the 6th house, this could make it feel from a young age that, you know, consistency, which is really, really hard. And you may experience slow progress or have difficulties actually building the type of routine that you can sustain. But over time, discipline, mastery, and stability becomes natural the more that you work at it. That's just typical Saturn energy, right? And eventually you end up being able to build a long-term strength that comes with this placement. For me personally, Saturn rules my 6th house, but I do have the moon there. So it has been very challenging for me to create a consistent routine that is sustainable as well. And then I also had the difficulties with the moon being there because there's a typical part of like being avoidant and feeling burnt out from all these other systems that was not just the system for me. So the first thing I want to say after all of that is stop blaming your 6th house or your chart for things not going well, okay? Your 6th house is not an excuse, okay? It is a responsibility. Say it with me, responsibility. The challenges are not permanent struggles either, all right? It means that you need a different approach. You need to be more aware of yourself and have intentional structure, okay? So your chart shows where you to build, where you can grow, and where you need to be more disciplined. That's the 6th house. So ways you can fix, Virgo style, your 6th house. Start small, okay? Consistency over perfection. Regulate your nervous system first. Put yourself in a clear, calm demeanor first, and then proceed, all right? A calm body creates a sustainable routine. Track your patterns, okay? This is where journaling, using calendars or planners actually become extremely helpful for you, all right? When you're productive, when you shut down, what drains you, write it all down. Take notes of your energy and what you're doing when you feel burnt out or when you feel like you're making progress. Document all of that information. Very 6th house. So in closing, the 6th house is how you build your life quietly, daily, but yet consistently. That's the key. It's consistent. If your life feels off, then you need to look at your day. Fix your day, shift your life. Resources, or if you would like a personal reading to look at your own 6th house and see what you can do, the link will be listed below. Remember, discipline is not punishment, okay? It is alignment with who you're becoming, okay? I will be doing a webinar discussing the practicality of astrology, and it's free. Join me here on YouTube April 10th at 9 p.m. See you in the next video.